The Dallas Mavericks just exited the 2020 NBA playoffs after a heated 6-game series against the LA Clippers. And with that said, it's worth remembering that this current Mavs team has just had the best offensive season in NBA history while being the 7th seed in the dog-eat-dog Western Conference. And I know it isn't just me who's already excited to see this team run it back next season and see what kind of magic Luka Doncic is going to pull out of his bag once again. It might be early to say, but you've got to admit that we haven't seen a 21-year-old do what this guy's been doing for quite some time. And the Mavericks for sure have hit the jackpot by trading for Doncic on draft night. Who would have thought that the next potential face of the league was going to be from overseas? It's simply mind-blowing how this guy's abilities were being doubted day in and day out prior to the 2018 draft, and how he was able to rewrite NBA history in just his second season, becoming the youngest player to average 30 plus points, 8 plus rebounds, and 8 plus assists in the playoffs. All in all, the Mavs star finished his first postseason campaign with an insane 31 points, 9.8 rebounds, and 8.7 assists per game averages, while shooting 50% from the field and 36% from deep. Doncic is also the youngest player in postseason history to record a 40-point triple-double, which of course, he kept with an iconic game winner in their Game 4 win. But the real question is, what else are we going to see from Luka considering he's just in the infant stages of his NBA life? Is it too soon to call him the NBA's next poster boy? And how long will it take before he can lead the Dallas Mavericks back to the promised land? How's it going, guys? My name is Riro and today, let's take a look and see how the Dallas Mavericks' new championship window has already opened in the post-Nowitzki era, and why they are bound to reach greater heights with Luka Doncic on the forefront. Even before coming to the NBA, Luka Doncic was already an accomplished pro bowler after playing 2 years for Real Madrid's senior team in the EuroLeague, arguably the second best basketball league in the world. The youngster fell under the radar of NBA scouts after logging in significant minutes beginning in the 2017 to 2018 season when he won the EuroLeague MVP and also became the league's youngest finals most valuable player, as he posted averages of 16 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 4.3 assists, which is actually quite an accomplished stat for a 19-year-old overseas player. And whether or not NBA scouts have seen Luka's elite potential or the lack thereof prior to the 2018 NBA draft, I personally thought that the Suns should have drafted him number 1 overall, despite already having another ball-dominant guy and star player in Devin Booker. Well, don't get me wrong, I think DeAndre Ayton is a great big man who is just going to get better with Booker over time. But was it just me who felt that Doncic was already a highly superior NBA-ready prospect at that time, and having him play alongside D-Book as the Suns' 1-2 punch would have transformed the team drastically? That time, then Suns head coach Igor Kokoskov even hinted that he wanted Phoenix to take Doncic with the top pick. But of course, the choice is not all up for a head coach to decide. Well, so much for looking back in time. We all know how things turned out, and well, Mark Cuban and the Mavs didn't waste the opportunity to trade for Luka when he landed with the Hawks as the 3rd overall pick, which is a win-win for both teams, I guess. But of course, no matter how good he was as a rookie, he's still susceptible to having subpar games, as in his NBA debut. Doncic had a stat line of 10 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists in a loss to the Phoenix Suns. This mediocre stat further fueled the doubts and criticisms of fans who cited the kid's lack of lateral quickness and speed as a possible concern when making a case for an excellent rookie campaign and NBA career. But we know how he ended his first year, winning Rookie of the Year honors and being the first teenager in NBA history to record a 30-point triple-double. Throughout the 2018 to 2019 season, Luka showed undeniable basketball IQ and playmaking skills as a versatile 6'7" kid who can play positions 1 to 3 on the court. Fans also saw that game after game, he was able to display his ability to accelerate off the pick and roll and blow by defenders despite him not having the quickest feet in basketball. And if you're a basketball fan, it's not hard to see that it was only a matter of time before this kid led Dallas back to the playoffs, which he sure did after an offseason that landed them Kristaps Porzingis. When looking at the consensus young generational talent like Luka, it's quite normal to hear fans comparing his first couple of seasons to that of longtime face of the league LeBron James' early days. And no matter how different their playing styles may be, you always get to hear those "who's better at this age" type of arguments among fans. And while it may be somehow exciting to compare LeBron and Luka's numbers based on their teenage playing years in the league, I guess that there's no specific and objective variable that you can point out to crown a clear winner. Well, personally, I think that is because 1. There is surely an inflation in the more current statistics in the NBA due to the league's increased pace, and 2nd, the changes in NBA rules regarding hand checks and shot clocks definitely are a factor in determining a star player's performance, no matter how little that factor may be. However, I think that it's safe to say that at the same age, LeBron wasn't as prolific of a playmaker and not as efficient of a shooter compared to how Luka is currently. But of course, like I said, the game has changed so much in terms of spacing in the modern NBA to the point that today's game favors perimeter creators with size more. To put it simply, what could have worked in the NBA back in 2004 or 2005 might not work or would work differently in 2020. But if there is one category to look at a general comparison between the two, fans can always refer to the WARP statistic or wins above replacement player category for seasons of players aged 20 or younger. Basically, this statistical category evaluates the rate of impact that a certain player brings once he is substituted as the main piece of another team. And based on the numbers, Luka's recently concluded 2019 to 2020 season ranks as the 6th best all-time in the WARP rating, while LeBron's 2004 to 2005 and 2005 to 2006 seasons are the top 2 seasons in that same category. If I were to put it in simple terms, I would just say that LeBron was able to excel even in his teens because of his physical strength and tools, while Luka did the same through his more polished playing style. Either way, we can pretty much look beyond statistics and comparisons in the long run, given that Luka is leading his Dallas Mavericks squad to the future with much lesser hype than that of LeBron's early years in Cleveland. But same as with what franchises that rest their future in the hands of a young star do, the Mavs management definitely needs to surround Luka with a few more pieces to reach the top tier of the Western Conference. The summer of 2021 will be a prize fight for the whole NBA, including the Mavs, as that offseason features a ton of big-name superstars available on the free agent market. And it's quite safe to assume that Dallas has their core pretty much established, thanks to the Luka-KP tandem seemingly having tons of potential, especially on the offensive end. Because of this, the team has the flexibility and the option to either immediately trade for a big piece this 2020 offseason or wait for a big name to possibly sign with them the year after. Well, while it is a possibility that Giannis or Beal would land in Dallas to create a big three with Luka and KP, I think the Mavs should first zero in by looking to signing pieces that can help them even get better, especially on the defensive end, as early as this 2020 offseason. If you ask my opinion regarding who the Mavs could potentially look to add this summer, I think that they should try and land someone like Jeremy Grant, who I think is going to be a good fit for their type of system. Grant can be a good stretch 4 that brings tremendous versatility and length to the floor, as we've seen how he helped the Nuggets as a key rotational piece. Another guy they may look to add is Serge Ibaka, who of course is a tough defensive beast on the rim and in the perimeter, who is coming off a career high in points per game for playing in Toronto. And of course, he can be their main defensive enforcer who brings outside shooting, toughness, and championship experience to the team. Well, given the pieces that Dallas currently have, with the exception of Tim Hardaway or Jalen Brunson, I don't see them having a lot of trade leverage to go after bigger names and ideal trade targets that would complement Luka's capacity as a playmaker. It could be hard to trade for guys like Rudy Gobert, Drew Holiday, or Bradley Beal, to name a few, and part of that is because they have already sent their 2021 unprotected first-round pick and their 2023 top 10 protected pick to New York as part of the Porzingis deal. That is, unless they choose to be creative and deal one or both of their 2020 first rounders and package it with another player. One thing is for sure though, And that is, Dallas is going to be worth a look for most big-name free agents come 2021, considering that they already have Luka and KP to lead the charge for the future, with the hopes of entering the Western Conference's elite in mind. And of course, as a Mavs fan, you would just like Porzingis to stay healthy because obviously, he's a big part of why they have been the most dreaded defensive team in the league. To put all these into perspective, if Luka is really a generational talent like most experts say he is, he surely can carry and make this Dallas team better without relying much on a quote-unquote third star. With that all said, now is surely a great time to be a Mavs fan. Just seeing how good Luka Doncic has been after his first couple of seasons would definitely make anyone believe that it's just a matter of time before a championship window is open for the Mavs, which of course largely depends on how far Luka can take this team moving forward, and just if they get to land just the right pieces to compete, that championship window just might be wide open as soon as next season. Thank you for sticking until the end of the video, and if you've enjoyed this one, please help me promote my content by subscribing to the channel. It would be a great help for me as a new content creator. Also, don't forget to smash the like button, or better yet, share the video so we can spread the word. Again, this is Riro, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.